here is the difference, and this will tell you the story. For the first 7 holes, more than 200 strokes under par, and over the last 11, 1,111 over par after 3 rounds. Today, the front 7 playing more difficult, but that was because the wind kicked up. Rossi, Morgan's problems.
Well, his ball is unplayable in the hazard. Can't even get to it. And now the question is as to whether it got up the hill before it crossed the hazard at the last point. Ian Woosnam said it was so close he'd hate to make a decision, and I feel the same way. It was really close. The ball did blow to the right, but it was sort of always to the right.
Left of that stake. Huh? Side left of that stake. It was purely out. I'd take a guess. Somewhere around here, I would say.
Up ahead is Brooks.
He's got a putt for a bogey here now, and I would describe these putts sort of like putting down the windshield of your car, except the difference is your windshield's a lot smoother than this.
Jeff Sluman at 10. This hole playing as tough as any on the course today.
10 is 426 yards. Marshals are waiting for somebody to make par here. Actually, an advantage for Sluman being in the first cut of rough. He can kind of get a jumper out of there, and sometimes it'll go through the wind a little bit better than one from the fairway.
Steve, I thought it was interesting that Peter Allis, before he left us, was suggesting a little bump and run game that they feature over at the British Open on a day like this. Some of the fellas might try to land it close and just bump it up, and even use their putters from out on the fairway when they get real close to the greens.
Well, they've got to drive at the fairway first. That's the hard part. It's the balance in the wind to try to fit your tee shot in play. This is incredible. Sluman did not even try to go at this green.
Well, there he was bumping it along, didn't he?
He actually laid up.
Bumped it right to the front of the green. Yeah. You're not going to hold it on many of these greens right now from there, are you? Now let's take a look at Brooks. This is on tape for his bogey. Brooks at even par. Now Morgan.
This was a big decision. The players and David Eager decided that the ball did get up the hill. Now, if it had not gotten up the hill outside of the hazard, he'd be looking a 7 or 8 right in the face. Now he can still get away with 6 if he plays a good shot from here.
So Kite has moved to the 7th tee.
He's got a 6 iron here. They've been hitting anything from 3 irons to 8 irons. This one's going way left.
To where Nick Faldo hit his, only Faldo was even deeper beyond, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Gil Morgan has 125 yards for his 4th shot. Dropped it in a fair lie, I'd say. Not great, but fair. Probably will take a little 7 iron and try and bump it along the ground.
Well, that's the situation for Gil here. His 2nd shot went off the cliff to the right. Gil drove it down into here, and they hit a big slice over here. So now he has to keep that lateral water hazard drop in play here, but it's up on top of the hill.
It's going to be short left.
But all things considered, not in bad shape. Brooks at the 7th tee.
He's got a 6 iron also. This one's headed to the left.
And into the bunker.
Ooh, but plugged.
Woosnam
That was from 120, little punch shot.
All kinds of things happening at the U.S. Open. We'll have more after this message and a word from our ABC stations. How can something that beautiful be this treacherous? But there really is a Goodyear blimp up there. For the first time since the U.S. Open began, the skies have cleared, and there's the blimp Eagle from Carson, California. Joel Chamberlain, the pilot, and he is able to see much more than mist up there today. Now it is Tom Kite at 7.
He's pitching the ball back into the wind. It may help a little.
Easy. Hit it. Hit it.
Oh!
Colin Montgomery watching on our monitor, sitting inside here at even par. Now, ordinarily, you might say U.S. Open champions are made of shots like that. But keep in mind, the Cliffs of Doom and the rest of this course are still ahead.
Hit it. Hit it. Yeah!
Well, he's holed a long putt at number 1, another good one at 5, a long one back at 6, and now here.
That was caddy Mike Carrick wishing it well.
Now Morgan just trying to save a bogey here at 6 as Kite goes to 4 under, takes the lead no matter what.
You know, when the wind blows like that, it adds a third element. You know, there's pace and direction and now wind to contend with once you reach these putting surfaces. Well, they always say it's not the number of birdies you make, but the number of pars that wins U.S. Opens.
Quite extraordinary. Morgan loses 2 more. He and Woosnam at -1. Kite at -4. And Brooks here for par. He took his second shot out of the bunker to that spot.
Tom Kite and Mark Brooks hit similar tee shots here. Tom Kite has made a 2. Mark Brooks now putting for a bogey from about 7 feet.
And he will fall behind Montgomery. The situation. Kite with the most strokes in hand right now as he approaches the treacherous part of this course. Woosnam for par at 6. That sound tells you the story of the day. Now for bogey Brooks moments ago is number 7.
A great save.
There's the tee high above the par 3 7th. Ordinarily you get to that point and these great players simply take out wedges and throw it down there at the green. Not today.
Only 112 yards, Brent.
I think it is, mate, yeah.
Woosnam has a 7-iron. It doesn't really matter what you take. It's just a matter how you hit it. 13 of the last 14 players have missed this green.
Go. Go. Go.
How'd you enjoy that? Yeah.
Wonder what Woozy thinks about that hole today. Now we move over to the 8th, and here comes Tom Kite.
The wind is actually so strong right now. He played an iron off this 8th tee.
Broken one, Mark. Okay, thanks.
Looks like Morgan has taken a 5-iron.
Morgan's no stranger to the wind, as we said earlier. He can play in the wind. He grew up in Oklahoma. He's got a swing that can knock the ball down. As long as you don't curve it from here, you're okay.
Oh, and this one's gone way left.
That's where Kite was. Faldo even a little bit further to the left.
Well, all the horror stories about the 7th have come true today.
Colin Montgomery with a 70, able to smile. He's with Jim McKay. Jim?
Well, Colin, first of all, congratulations on a fine 2-under par round of 70 today. What is it like to play Pebble Beach today? It's a little bit different than the days before, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not much fun. I was fortunate. I started off about 10:20, you know, 2.5 hours before the leaders went out, and I managed to play the first 6.5, 7 holes with just a breeze blowing. Now it's a definite wind, and it's a different golf course now completely.
Tell us something about yourself. Your dad was the secretary of Royal Troon, is that right?
Yes, he still is, yes. Yes, he got the job back in about 84, 85 when I first turned pro. And
that's what we'd call club manager, I suppose.
That's right,
like that.
yes. Yes, secretary manager of the club, you know, golf director, I suppose. And so golf's in our family, certainly. You know, my brother and mother play, so yeah, you know, golf's in our family, and coming from Troon, Scotland, you know, as I do, I'm used to this weather, and I think it probably helped me. You know, my swing has been brought up hitting the ball very low, and some people laugh how low I hit the ball, but you know,
it helps on a day like this.
Now, sure.
What is a fine Scottish boy from Troon, Scotland, doing at Houston Baptist University? How did that happen?
That's too long a story to go into.
It's a long story.
Oh, absolutely. But no, I was in the Scottish youth team back in, 1980, 81, 82, and I thought if I'm going to further my career, the best place to do it is out in America, and I managed to pick Houston University out there, and it was a great career boost to me, you know, to play out there for 4 years and to play competitively. I got my degree as well, which enabled me to go and turn pro with a sort of insurance policy behind me, you know, and take the pressure off a bit. And
okay.
And that was 4 years ago, and it's gone okay so far.
Well, it's going even better today. Both Peter Allis and Jack Nicklaus think that you may just have won yourself the U.S. Open. There's a long way to go, but there's only one man more than one stroke ahead of you at this point.
I know.
They've got to play the Cliffs of Doom and everything. Congratulations again, Colin.
Well, thank you anyway.
Wouldn't it be a day?
It certainly would. Thank you.
Back to you, Brent.
Thank you, Jim. And Gil Morgan did not have quite the success that Tom Kite just had a few moments ago.
Gil Morgan has a horrendous lie. He had the worst lie you've ever seen. Knocked it, tried to get it up in the air. The club turned over in the long grass, went over the green.
He was in an area where players walk off the green, and basically the grass is just laying into the player. So all they can do is try to explode this thing out of here, and the club gets wrapped up in the grass.
Now he has no shot at all. I don't think he has a prayer of stopping this ball.
Now Kite in this great second shot here at number 8.
176 yards from a perfect tee shot. Wind coming from the right.
Fight. It's all.
glanced away.
Solid, man.
Did he actually hit right at the base of the stick there, Steve, the flag stick?
It was close, but you really don't want to land it on this green today. You want to bounce it in. You want to keep it under the hole.
I'll go the other. Thank you.